cruising around the Caribbean in search of adventure. This sure is the life, isn't it, Moby? Whoa, what's this? Welcome, travelers. We have learned that you are searching for the monster of youth. Follow these clues and eternal childhood will be yours. Monster of youth? Never heard of it. But, well, okay, let's do it. For your first task, you must find your way to the Caribbean nation with the most ducats. Ducats? Oh, money. Well, this sounds like a job for my trusty world fact book. You can find anything in there. Let's see. Caribbean countries with the coolest flags. Caribbean countries with the most spectacular shipwrecks. Ah, here it is. Caribbean countries with the highest gross domestic product. Oh, well, that's a measure of how much money a country has. But you know, this list of numbers is all garbled and confusing. Maybe we should use a graph to help us visualize which one has the most, ducats. I'm thinking we can use a bar graph. First, we list all the independent countries of the Caribbean along the bottom, or x-axis, and on the left-hand y-axis we mark off levels of, ducatage. We can use the graph to compare values of money per person for each country. Looks like we're headed to the Bahamas. I wonder what we do now. I really want to find the monster of youth. Ah. Well done. For your next clue, you must find the Bahamian island with the largest area compared with the area of all the Bahamas combined. Godspeed. Who's sending us these things, and how can they see us? Well, let's go back to my fact book. I have a listing here of the biggest islands of the Bahamas sorted by area. I think we should use another graph to help us see it more clearly. Since we're graphing pieces of a whole, let's use a circle graph or pie graph. Right, the island of Abaco has 1,680 square kilometers, Acklins and the Crooked Islands have 520 square kilometers, Andros has 5,960, and so on. Andros Island has the largest slice, so I guess it's the island with the largest area. Off to Andros, my good man. Huh, I don't see any birds. I wonder if we made a wrong turn. Ah! Okay, just an octopus, nothing to see here. You have proved yourselves worthy seafarers. For your final task, you must disembark and find the nest of the fabled Bahamian chickcharnies. Once there, you will encounter the legendary monster of youth. Cheerio. What the heck is a chickcharnie, and where are we going to find one? Yeah, me too. I'm starting to wonder whether these chickcharnies exist at all. I mean, I'm all for finding the monster of youth, but then what's the point if it's going to take us forever? Let me double check my fact book to see if they even exist. Huh. Well, according to this line graph, the number of chickcharnie sightings has decreased steadily over the last 300 years. Yeah, see, the number of sightings is plotted against the scale of years from earliest to latest. You know, Moby, they could be extinct. What was that? Could that be it? It's so funny looking. Hello, we're looking for the monster of youth.
I am the monster of youth, but I'm afraid you're too late. My powers of granting eternal youth are all used up. I can only sit around these fair forests, sending parchments to youngsters like yourself and offering words of wisdom instead.
Okay, so what wisdom do you have for us?
One word, Plastics, my dear boy. Plastics.
Plastics. Gee, thanks.
This is our scale for Microsoft Excel this week. We started working on this project last week. We collected our data. Our goal is still to be a 3. You will be able to demonstrate an understanding of the learning goal content and create a spreadsheet using MS Excel utilizing the tools taught. That includes a chart and graph, which is what we're going to focus on today. To open up the Excel spreadsheet that you began working on last week, you are going to click on this PC. When that opens, you are going to have all your drives here and to the side. You need to look for the one that ends in H. Right here in the middle, it ends with an H. That's the drive I need to use. Or if you're using the sidebar, the H, that's the one you want to use. Once you're in your H drive, you're going to see a list of files. These are your files. Only you can see them, only you can edit them, they're yours. You want to find the green X for Excel. Everybody make an X with your arms. Excel. We're going to click on it and open. And here's your spreadsheet. Now, if you did not complete collecting your data last week, you need to finish with your number of students. You also need to make your columns larger, resize your columns if all your data doesn't fit. Another thing we talked about last week was changing the colors of either the font or the cells themselves to match the color that is being represented by the data. And you could do this any way that you wanted. It's totally up to you, but this was all to be done last week. If you need some catching up to do, you need to go ahead and do that. Okay? Once you've caught up on everything that was assigned last week, now we're going to begin working on our charts and graphs, which are very important. Boys and girls, just like we had to select our data last week when we were editing our fonts and colors, you need to select all of your data before you begin working on charts and graphs. Our first step once we are in Excel is to select all of our data. Now that it all has this green box around it, I can come up to the top to look at my tabs. I'm going to be inserting a graph, so I'm going to use the Insert tab. 1, 2, 3, Insert tab. I click on the Insert tab, and my ribbon changes. I am going to add a chart graph to my spreadsheet. I can choose which one I want. Fantastic. Or maybe I wanted to do a pie chart. Great. I personally like the bar graphs myself, so I'm going to stick with that. Once I have my chart in my spreadsheet, I can click on the lines around it to move it around. I want to edit these bars so that they're easier to recognize. Right now they're all blue, and since we're dealing with colors, it gets a little confusing. I'm going to double click on the column that I want to change the color. And these dots let me know that this is the column that's selected. I'm going to choose a solid color, and this is brown, brown. Oh, I'm sorry, solid line. I don't want the line. I double click, and then I click on the one that I want. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to right click and see how it has that fill can. I'm going to change it. This is dark red. I want more colors. Dark red. Double click on teal, right click, paint can options, teal. Double click, right click on my mouse. I need red. Double click, right click, fill. This is navy blue. Double click, right click, fill, light blue. Stays the same. Double click, right click, fill, yellow. Double click, right click, fill, pink. Double click, right click, fill, purple. Double click, white. Oh, fill. Let's do a light gray for white. Okay. Here's my chart. And I want to add titles. Plus sign. I want my axis title and see how that popped up. So up and down. And now I can click and change these. So this is number of students. Number of students. And I'm going to click down here and, oops, click down here, delete those words and type shirt colors. If you want to edit this graph further, you can. I have added my chart or graph. I have my data. I formatted my fonts. I need to insert a header. The header is going to go across the top. Go back up to my Insert tab because I'm inserting something. Header, footer, right here at the end. I want my header to have my name. And my footer is going to have my teacher's name. My header goes at the top. I click off my header to scroll down. My footer goes at the bottom. Click off my footer to scroll back up. When you insert your header and your footer, the view changes. Now my spreadsheet is broken up into pages of how it would print. My chart is in the middle. I don't want that. I want my chart. I want everything to be on one page. So I'm going to click on my chart so that it is outlined, and then I'm going to put my mouse over one of the lines and drag it down so that it is on one page. So this is what it would look like when it prints. The final thing that I need to do on my Excel spreadsheet is I need to insert a graphic of some sort. I'm going to go back up to the Insert tab, popular tab, Online Pictures, and I'm going to type in shirt, pick a shirt by clicking on it, press Insert. I'm going to move it up to where it fits. And here is my spreadsheet. When I'm done with my spreadsheet, this is all I needed to do today. Press save from it'll save into the file that you created last week, and you are done.